Hello. In this video, we will look into the feedback surveys feature, which is available for HubSpot Service Hub Professional and Enterprise users. You will find the feedback surveys on the left side menu, automations and surveys. On the summary page here, you will see all the existing surveys that you have created. Here you can select the type. So you have 4 types of surveys: a customer support, CES survey, customer satisfaction, CSAT survey, and then customer loyalty, um, so-called a net promoter score survey. And then finally, number 4 is the customer survey, meaning you can create any kind of surveys that you feel. The other 3, customer support, customer satisfaction, and customer loyalty surveys, are industry standard surveys. So HubSpot has created the templates ready for you, and it's very easy to create these standard industry surveys. Let's do one. We have already a CES survey and NPS survey, so let's create the third type, the CSAT, customer satisfaction survey. And this one is used to get feedback on any part of the customer experience that you want to know more about. This is typically something you see, for example, if you go to a restaurant and at the end, when you have picked up your food and paid, then they have this kind of a CSAT uh, rack where you can select one of the 3 options. You are very happy, neutral, or you are not happy. So we create this one. So we can take a preview. So this would be your standard industry CSAT survey. So like I said, 3 options: happy, neutral, and not happy. And then let's just click next. And delivery method: how do you deliver this survey? So if you are dealing with existing customers and they are sending uh, emails to you, and you are sending emails to them, so then you can send an email as a method, or you could add this to your web page. Nowadays you can often see this kind of survey on a web page. When you have been reading a web page, then before you can exit, they will pop up this kind of survey, and then we'll ask, are you happy with this website page or not? Or you can also add it to the chat flow, so as soon as you um, complete the conversation, then this might pop up, and then you will request a reply. Let's create one for emails. So let's create, and many things are here are more or less standardized, but you can do some kind of customization. So first of all, the language you can select among the HubSpot languages. Um, Company name is automatically imported, but you can also modify this if you like. Company URL, from name, this you can select, either it's from your company or one of your users. And then from which address it sends, no reply. Well, I would certainly select something else, and perhaps hello businessmadeagile.com, meaning our team email. And then I would also perhaps change this to myself or my colleague, so that it's more personal, even if the from address is a team email address. And then subject line, you can also modify this. You can personalize it. Let's say we want to add the first name, and now the recipient would receive a subject line: hello, first name, how did we do? You can also have advanced settings, office location, If you have several email body, you can modify this, but I would recommend not to modify these industry standard surveys so much. Just keep it as they are. But for example, here, if in this case the customer did not buy anything from an online shop, um, so you could just say, you recently bought something from us. We'd love to know what you thought. So this you might want to modify based on what type of product the customer actually bought or what type of service they consumed, and then you need feedback for that. Buying experience related to products or service experience. Small modifications you can make here, and then here you can add the logo of your company if you like, and then choose your colors. These are automatically uh, populated from your brand kit in HubSpot, so you don't have to do anything here. Then we can check the feedback. This is more or less, like I said, industry standard. So be thoughtful when you modify these, or maybe not modify at all. For example, here, if the customer is unhappy, would you tell us more about your experience so we can get it right the next time, please? Well, you could add here service experience or purchase experience, whatever, if you want to be more specific. But if you just leave it as it is, I think it should be good enough. Neutral, so if the customer selects the neutral, the survey will ask the customer to elaborate, would you tell us more about your experience so we can do even better next time? Same thing here. You could add buying or purchase experience, service experience, whatever, training experience if you have delivered a training course to the customer. Um, and finally, happy. If the customer is happy, then they will ask, the HubSpot will ask, would you tell us why you scored us so highly, please? And this, I would leave it as it is. Okay, and then move on to the thank you page. So here you can send a thank you email, or when you send the email survey, then finally at the end of the um, survey, there is this thank you message. So you can replace the image if you like. Um, uh, then thank you so much. This text you can modify, and your feedback means world to us. So, and you can also insert a link, so that if you want to guide the customer to another page on your website, you could add that here. And same thing for the neutral. So if the customer replied neutral, then you could have a different response. But here the messages are the same, but you can modify them. So you could have different images. So for example, happy, this could be some happy face, neutral could be a neutral face, and then unhappy could be something which expresses that you're sorry, or you're regretful, whatever. So this can be customized to your company brand image, or just whatever you want to communicate to the customer related to this survey. And then recipients. Here you can select who you want to survey. Um, so you could send this to all your customers, or certain customers, depending on your search criteria. or you could send it to a static list. So if you start from scratch, you could then select the filters that on which customers will be sent this survey. Here you can add a delay. So if they purchase a product or consume a service, then you could define that the survey will be sent out 30 minutes or 1 hour after they have purchased something or they have consumed a service. Automation, who gets notified about the survey responses. So you can select here, it could be the contact owner, whoever it is in your CRM, or a specific individual that you want to send this information when somebody replies to a survey. And you can also select here that only send notifications for survey responses that contain comments. So if the customer only selects the number or happy, unhappy, neutral, but no comments, then you would not receive a notification. But if they do write something there, then you might want to read the notification and then reply to the customer if needed. Also, you can create workflows every time the response is unhappy, neutral, happy. So you can create a workflow here. And then you have all the options on the left-hand side. So the trigger is, of course, that the customer press the unhappy button, and that's the trigger. And then what you are going to automate, that you can send an additional email to the customer. You can send an internal email notification to some of your colleagues or to yourself, or you can create a task, internal task, so that you have to do something if a customer replies to this survey as unhappy. Then also more detail the communication. So send an email to the customer, send an in-app notification or to your team members, internal email notification, or send a WhatsApp message. If your customer wants to communicate through WhatsApp, then you could select WhatsApp. But of course, this requires that you have a WhatsApp business account, which is integrated with HubSpot, and that your customer contact person has a WhatsApp account, and you have that account details in your CRM. CRM, lots of additional activities here, what you can do. These are internal tasks that are automated, so you can create a note, create a record, create a task, delete a contact, edit record, whatever, the list is long. Marketing, you could add this person to a ads audience or to a static list, which is then used for email marketing, for example. Remove from ads audience or remove from static list. So for example, if you have a static list which is targeting happy customers and your customer is unhappy, so you would perhaps remove that customer from the happy customer list and add that customer to an unhappy customer list. So that would be done also automatically. And you can also set the marketing contact status from marketing contact to non-marketing contact if you want to exclude all kind of marketing emails targeting unhappy customers. And then there are also a lot of other tasks that you can create depending on if you have integrated Slack account, Zoom account, Line account. Little Help Connect is the external software used for connecting your Line official account with HubSpot, Cloud Talk, Google Sheets, Trello, you name it. So all the integrated integrated applications are listed here, and then you can also use them for these automated actions. Let's see, Google Sheets. So we could add this unhappy customer in a Google Sheet document as a row, or you could update data in a Google Sheet. And of course, this requires that you have integrated Google Sheet with HubSpot. So many things you can do, but let's cancel here, and then we just review and publish. And now you can see there are some errors. Survey will be sent to 36 contacts. Ooh, okay. Survey delivery is email, 30 minutes delay. Okay, so I will just cancel this and go back to editing. And let's see, feedback, survey. Okay. And recipients, let's go here. And okay. So we could go back and take a look at the issues there are. Enrollment criteria must have at least one valid branch. Okay, let's take a look at that. And then we fix that, and then we can publish it. But we'll just exit now. Exit without unsaved changes. So the industry standard feedback surveys are quite easy to create because you don't have to modify them a lot, but you do have options to configure them to meet your brand colors and also your tone of your voice. But I would recommend to keep them very much standardized. And then if you want to send customized surveys, then you could create a custom survey here. And here is an instruction how it works. And then if you create next, same thing, you can select the delivery method, email, which is perhaps the most common, shareable link. Then you can add that link to a website, email, wherever, and then you can also add it on your website. So when the customers visit a website, you could have a custom survey. And here you can add then many kinds of questions, which have either free text, one line answer, or a longer answer, several sentences, several lines, or you could have this kind of drop down list like here, or radio buttons so that the customer can select several options and drop down only one. Also this kind of visual feedback, and also the numeral feedback. So all these sections you can add to the custom survey. Of course, there's recommended limits at how many questions you should add to one survey. So try to find out information about what type of survey you are creating and how many questions should be asked, and in which order should they be asked. Also the timing, that when it's appropriate to send a customer survey to a customer who has been engaging with you. Okay, let's go back to the survey templates, and then we just go back one more time, and then that's it. These are a lot of feedback surveys. What you can see is, if you go to this tab folder, all responses, well, they will end up here. In our case, our trial account doesn't have any completed surveys, so there's no answers here. Same thing, response tags, there are no response tags, but they will end up here. And then every individual survey, if you opened, for example, the NPS survey, you will be able to edit that if needed, and then republish it when you're done. Okay, that's it for now. Have a nice day, and hope to see you in the next video.